Good morning, guys. So this is what happens when you don't plan your lunch the night before. I did have a salad still left for meal prep, but I just didn't feel like salad this morning. I did not have a good night last night, and I'll if I have time to tell you, I will tell you about it. It is 6:23, and so now I'm trying to get dinner for my husband in the crock pot, trying to figure out what to have for lunch. I haven't even put my grapes up. I have my son's lunch I'm trying to get made. So today is definitely one of those mornings when I'm not organized and prepared. So it doesn't always, I know it looks that way when you see my videos. You think, oh, everything is so organized. Look how, yeah. This is the real life. I'm just pulling stuff out. Didn't even know what I was going to wear today. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm going to go really quick and I'm going to try to bust this out in 5 minutes so I'm back on track. And I have no idea what I'm having for breakfast. No idea. Okay, so lunch today is gonna be, I just grabbed a can of soup, the best I could do at the last minute. This is 4 points. Yeah, I just didn't feel like salad. I have one salad left from meal prep, and it just, I think probably because I had buffalo chicken last night, and I thought I would have some leftover to possibly use, but I left it out last night instead of putting it away when I was letting it cool down, but oh, just a terrible night, guys. Anyway, so I have this Progresso light chicken and vegetables with rosemary. The whole entire can is 4 points. Grapes, applesauce. I keep forgetting to eat these up. They've been in my pantry for so long, but the expiration date is still good. But anyway, I keep forgetting to eat these. So applesauce for 0. Vegetables, Baby Bell cheese for 1 point. I have 1 point worth of the roasted red pepper hummus. And I have 2 rice cakes for 2 points. So that is lunch. Snack today is going to be, I don't know. I just grabbed a bunch of stuff, so we'll see what I eat. But I have yogurt for 2, Premier Protein drink for 2, and the white cheddar crackers. That's these ones right here. I have 15 grams for 2 points. So that will be a snack, and I might end up just putting this in some coffee. Not sure. Breakfast, I'm not sure yet, so I will get back to you on that. Oh, somebody asked me about the cereal. So here is the cereal that I showed the other day in my little baggie, but you can have 3/4 of a cup or however many grams it is. Let me look here. 31 grams for 4 points. So this is what it looked like. And there's two, I think there's 2 different kinds. There's a flaky kind, and this is the, like, I don't know, not flaky kind. So this is the cereal. I can't remember who asked me about that, but here it is. Okay, so breakfast is going to be just an omelet and a mug. So I do 1 point worth of this, 1 full egg for 2 points, and a Laughing Cow cheese. And then I put it in the microwave for 1 minute, stir it, then put it in the microwave again for another minute, and then it's good to go, and I can eat it on my way to work, which is what I think I'll need to do today. I also have, this will be 2 point coffee. I will drink what I can, and then I just heat up the rest and put it in a cup to take to work. And I went ahead and grabbed one of these out of the garage. So, sorry today is so unorganized. Oh, and hold on. Today's motivational message, which I need very badly. The struggle you're in today is developing the strength you need for tomorrow. Is that the truth? My goodness. Okay, I'll talk to you in a few minutes. Hi guys, so it's really super dark in here, I know, and don't mind all my clothes. That's what happens throughout the week whenever, and then on Fridays and Saturdays I clean it all up. Anyway, so yeah, my light just burned out in here. Well, one of them. My light thing takes 2 bulbs and one of them burned out. So yesterday on my way home from work, my car started, well, okay, see, look, sorry. It's really bad, I know. Okay, so on my way to work, oh yeah, there's more right there. That was me trying to find something to wear this morning. I just kind of threw things on the bed and was trying to figure it out. Okay, so Monday, yeah, because today's Thursday, right? So I think it was either, I can't remember, it was Monday or Tuesday. My heater in my car stopped working. And this has done it before. It's kind of, done it off and on. And so we just figured we had a short or something in the switch. And so, but usually it started working, and so no big deal. And my car is old, and I don't want to have to get a new one until I absolutely have to. So, yeah, because mine's all paid off. We have no car payments, and I'm trying to get completely out of debt right now. Anyway, So yesterday, when I was on my way to work, I noticed that the temperature gauge on my car was like, it was still on cold when I had gotten like a couple miles away from my house, which normally it starts to kind of come off the cool, because I always test my heater because usually I'll just start working. And so I look down there and it's still on the cold, and I'm like, what the heck? And then all of a sudden just shot up really quickly to the halfway point. And I'm like, okay, does not seem right. So I kind of watched it, and I watch it really closely because about 3.5, 4 years ago, my radiator went out when I was taking my son to school, and it started smoking and it started getting to the red, and it was scary. And so I'm just really paranoid about my temperature gauge right now. And so I'm watching it, and it's climbing, climbing, climbing. And then by the time I get to work, it's like the one line before the two red scary lines of, overheating. So I just kind of sat there and let it idle and trying to call my husband. But you guys all know he is a log truck driver, so he's out in the woods. And of course, I can never get a hold of him when I need to. And so I just sent him a text and told him to remind me to tell him about my car next time we talked. So then on my way home, and normally I would have had to pick up my son after school yesterday, but he got a ride from one of his friends, and so I just headed home, and I started noticing again my temperature gauge. It was staying really steady at half on the highway, and then it started climbing, climbing, climbing. I get off the freeway on my exit, and of course I took the exit where there's always like 10 million cars coming off of the exit. And so I take the exit, I'm waiting, and I see it climbing, and it gets to, again, the line right before the red lines. And so I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna drive. So I drove, and I got to about, I don't know, it's like maybe 2 miles away from my house. And because we live just a couple miles, 2 or 3 miles off of the exit, you still have to go like another 2 to 3 miles or so. And so I call my husband, and I luckily get a hold of him because he's on his way home. Well, not on his way home, he's on his way from the mill, which the one he was at was about an hour and a half away. And so he was, and then his work, and that's an hour and a half away from our house, and then his work is another 30 minutes. So he was still 2 hours out probably. And so I call him and tell him where it's at. I said, I don't know what I do, what happens, if it goes into the red, what is going on. He's like, just watch it. So he stayed on the phone with me until I turned, and then all these noises started happening, but there's no display on my like dash. And my car's 2002, so it doesn't have the fancy dashes that are on there now, but still, I thought it would like a light would light up, No, it just started making all these noises. And so he told me to pull over to the side of the road. Luckily, I was in a residential neighborhood, so I just pulled over, and he told me to turn it off. And then he was telling me what he thought was wrong with it. And he would be able to fix it. The part's really cheap. We looked up the part, and it's like $20, so no big deal. So he had me just sit there for a while, and so we sat there and we just talked, and so we like maybe 15 minutes or so, and he's like, okay, start it up and see what happens. So I started up, and at this point I'm only like less than a mile away from my house. I mean, I can see my house, but it's up this big hill, and stuff through this other residential neighborhood, but I can see it, so I'm close. So and so as soon as it started up, it goes right to the halfway. And I get up to a neighborhood, and our neighborhood is full of kids that think they just need to run and play in the middle of the street. I mean, it's really dangerous, and these little kids. So you have to be really careful going through our neighborhood, and people don't park in their driveways, people park on the street, and it's terrible. My car is almost in the red again, and I'm like, I have nowhere to pull over except for the middle of the street, and so I'm trying to get around to all these little kids that are out there, get around these cars, people who are parked sideways. It's horrible. And I'm on the phone with him, and I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna make it, and luckily I get into where like it's closer into our part of the neighborhood where people do park on their driveways. And so if I have to pull over, I can pull over. And he's like, no, just ease into the driveway. Just as I was pulling in the driveway, the noises started again. So I turned it off real fast. Anyway, luckily my stepson's home, and he's 19, and so between all of us on the phone, we opened up my hood, and my husband wanted us to, because it was gonna be dark when he got home, so he wasn't gonna be able to do any of this. So we open up the lid of the coolant to let the air out. Well, then I see this little hole in my radiator. Really? Like, we just replaced it 3.5 years ago. So it's just tiny though, and I was trying to tie, I mean, I'm horrible with measurements, but it looked like it's maybe 1/8 of an inch, and that's where it was all coming out. So we spent about an hour out there while I was on the phone with my husband. We're, you know, trying to, you know, we were adding water to the radiator because there's no water in there because it leaked out, who knows over how much time. So anyway, I don't know if we have to get a new radiator, and we really don't need this right now because, you know, my husband hasn't been working. Unemployment screwed us over and we didn't get a week. He was off for 3 weeks. He only got paid for 1. And yeah. So I really don't need a new radiator. I really don't need it. And so he's hoping that he can do this stuff. I don't know. Luckily, my husband is a great mechanic and he can fix it all, and we don't have to, if anything, even if we do have to replace the radiator, we don't have to pay for somebody to do it. He can do it, but last time it cost us like $200 something just for the radiator and all the little parts we needed. So yeah, that was my night, and so I just was really upset, and that's why I didn't get ready for this morning. You know, usually I pack my lunch, I figure out what I'm gonna wear, and I'm just more prepared, and it just kind of threw me last night. But this morning, I guess my husband kind of thought about it all night, and he said he really thinks he can fix it, just patch the hole, if anything, just to get us through the next couple months, and then we can replace it after the holidays. I don't know. It just makes me so sad because why do things have to happen? Anyway, so that is what's going on, and I'm trying to stay positive, and I didn't work out this morning, so I'll have to do it when I get home. So I probably won't, since I'm talking for so long right now, I probably won't see you guys after work. I'm just gonna, because I'm really because he had me put a bunch of water in it, and they loosened up my coolant cap, so he said there's no pressure. I don't know. Yeah, that's his thing, but he thinks I can probably get to work and back the next 2 days, and then he'll work on it on Saturday. But we'll just have to watch the water and watch the temperature all the way home and to work, and it just really makes me nervous. So I probably won't be on camera on the way home the next couple days, and I'll just keep you guys updated. So as far as videos this weekend, I think everything will be still there, but it may be different days because I'm gonna have to use his truck to go grocery shopping so he can work on my car. Well, it's supposed to rain, so I'm not gonna be able to get all my shopping done on Saturday. I'll have to split it up between Saturday and Sunday, so my hauls will probably be off and all that. But anyway, so if things are kind of different this weekend, that is why, and I will try to catch you guys up on what's going on, so you know where I'm at and how I'm doing. So again, I'm sorry it's so dark in here. My light burned out. I mean, of course it did, because everything happened last night. It happened last night. I turned on my light and it's burned out. So I just have this lamp. I guess I could have turned on that lamp, but I didn't think about it. So I gotta go because it's 10 minutes and I have to leave for work in another 10 minutes. But I got the crock pot going. My breakfast is in the microwave, and you saw my lunch, and I figured out what I was gonna wear. Oh, not to mention today is our meeting at work that I have to chair. So there's that. I have to be in a good mood for that too. So I just gotta breathe and just remember everything's okay. Oh, and I ate a Twix last night, but just a little minis, 4 points. So I added it. I ended up with 29 out of 30 last night, so that's fine. I just didn't have my mug cake that I planned on having. But can you believe the little Twixes that are this big are 4 points? Really? Just breathe. So anyway, I will talk to you all tomorrow. Unless I do a little quick check-in when I do my workout tonight. But anyway, everything's good. I will move on. It's just another day, and it's just real life, and that's what we have to deal with. So talk to you all later.